Alright, what's up y'all, LakerFan here. As I'm about to title today's video, we're here to showcase the new #1 meta point guard build in NBA 2K23 for Comp Pro-Am. Now this build right here is 97 3-pointer with 96 ball handle. You have everything from Hall of Fame clamp breaker to Hall of Fame Agent 3. You also have 86 driving dunk for the goal limitless takeoff. Now the kick to this build is obviously, as you can see, the no defense. And I am a big hater of the no defense guards in the past. I've thought this is the dumbest thing, stupidest thing you could ever do possible, but come to watch more gameplay, and even as our own team with a 6'9" in the corner, instead of most teams, they'd be keeping like 6'7" locks in the corner essentially, and they don't have anything besides limitless takeoff and 80 driving dunk. Simple as that. They don't have really great close shot, they don't really have great standing dunk, anything like that. It's really just the limitless takeoff. That is all the 6'7" pure locks really get, so that's what you're going to be guarding for the most part when it comes to Comp Pro-Am. Now when it comes to rec center, I don't really suggest to make this build. You're going to need defense in the rec. We'll talk about maybe rec builds in a different video, but this is more for the Comp Pro-Am where you're having an organized team. You have like really everybody plays the same way. It's really unfortunate. Now my team doesn't exactly play the same way, but we do still plan to play with this type of point guard on the court. So this exact build right here is the one that AK is planning to create pretty soon. It's got 77 driving layup for the silver fearless finisher, silver acrobat as well, plus a badge point, as you can see. Now it does have the 96 ball handle for the Hall of Fame clamp breaker. That is what you're going to core in the playmaking category. The plan is you also will have a double shooting core as in Agent 3, and probably limitless. Blinders is really tough to get. I got this on my own build, but it's a very big grind, and I didn't even get it on Hall of Fame. I just got it on silver, so it's pretty tough to get, man. I'm gonna be real with you. So I would probably plan, if you're gonna do it with the double shooting core, to just go for limitless and Agent. Those are gonna be the easiest two as far as getting those core badges. Just playing Hall of Fame my career, and it'll be easy enough to just shoot wide open shots on hopbacks. 86 driving dunk though, obviously for the gold limitless takeoff. You also get some really good dunk packages with this stuff. Not to mention, obviously at 80, the quick drops off 1. But real quick, to come back to the power of this build and talk about why it's so annoying to defend and just to deal with on the opposite team, or obviously the benefits that it'll draw for you having it on your own team. The thing is, you might sit here and think like, oh, how many buckets am I going to give up on defense with no defensive upgrades on my build? The thing is, you're guarding corner defense, and again, you're guarding pure lockdown defenders that are 6'7" and they don't really have great close shot or standing dunk. Now for our team, we go double 6'9s on the locks, and we have a 7-foot center who plays corner, and I'm a 6'9 pick and roller. So that changes the game for a lot of people, and that's why our lineup is the kryptonite to these meta point guard builds, where they have no steal rating. They have to deal with someone that has 85 close shot, 75 standing dunk, and can dunk meter with like 86 dunk out the corner in IQ, who's on a 6'9 lock, because that's the smallest person that they can even possibly defend in the corner, because the other corner is Tonic as a 7-foot spot up, who is going to just post them up or backdoor them all day too. So my whole point here is, if you are playing Comp Pro-Am with a build like this, you're not going to run into teams like us very often. The meta has not developed, and people don't shift over to the double 6'9s for lockdown defense either. They just go with the standard 6'7 pure lock, 6'6 pure lock maybe sometimes, and then 6'9 backside, and they have their center in the pick and roll instead of in the corner. So the worst case scenario is you're going to guard a 6'9 power forward that generally doesn't even put as much offense on our builds that we normally put for the power forwards anyway. So long story short, you are not going to give up that many points on backdoors consistently. Not to mention, I mean, you can still be there for contests pretty solid as well. It's not going to be the end of the world. I will say, your whole job on defense is to make sure your man just does not score. You're not doing any type of help defense out the corner. You're not going to pinch anybody as far as like helping off the corner for like deep wing shots or anything like that. You are watching your guy, and you're trying to make sure you don't get your stuff backdoored, or you want to play for box outs and stuff like that too. But my whole point right here is the fact that we have the perfect lineup to take advantage of small guards and just the lack thereof defense that they have. But to be honest with you, we only get probably like 6 points per game, maybe even 4 from backdoors on these guys. Because at the end of the day, if you play the lane proper, no matter what your steal rating is, you're still going to be able to tip the pass and intercept it. And that's just the truth. It really comes down to stick skill on defense, and it's not that hard either to just be in the right spot and play a passing lane. The thing is, obviously there are certain plays that people will call that try and get you involved a little bit, but at the end of the day, the offense that you provide with this build and the consistency of the shooting, the playmaking, the ball handling is just through the roof, to the point where it makes up 100% and times 3 of that for your lack of defense, in my personal opinion. Now, for our team on top of that too, we have a pretty good widespread of offense. We have 5 people on the court that can do something with the ball, between our point guard, shooting guard, me as the lockdown, who's being a screen setter for that matter too, and I'm the pick and roller and can still catch the ball and dunk meter. We got IQ with the 6'9 that can catch it out the corner and go dunk meter. He can shoot, he can even fade from 3 with his build. And then Tonic on a 7-footer, like shot creator, post scorer, that can do everything too. So if we of all people are making a build that has all offense, no defense, I think any team out there that runs the standard meta stuff that has a pure lock, pure power forward, and a pure center, and then maybe just a shooting guard, like scoring offensive player, you could definitely afford to use this way more than we do, and we're still going to be running it too, for that matter. So if you are playing at the highest level of the comp pro-am stuff and you're looking for a point guard build, people will never turn this stuff away. I'm going to be real with you. Like, the offensive production you can provide is ridiculous with this stuff. 96 ball handle, the Hall of Fame clamp breaker. People cannot full court press you. Not to mention the speed with ball is really good at 81. It's just what it's forced up to, obviously. But 81 speed with ball, 96 ball handle with the Hall of Fame clamp breaker core. 80 pass accuracy is really good as well. Hits a nice little threshold between like 79 for the badge point, 80 just for an even rounded off number. And then truly, do not sleep on this 97 3-pointer, man. I mean, think about the difference of this. I really want to make this analogy to you guys. This is how I convinced AK to go for this 97 3-pointer instead of 92. Because this stuff right here, not only does it give 2 significant badges between Hall of Fame blinders and Hall of Fame Agent 3, and think about the fact that Agent 3 accounts for anything between fading on the fast break, fading in the half court, whether you just put the ball on the floor and just quick stop and just shoot the ball. Everything to do with shooting the ball as a point guard in comp pro-am generally has to do with Agent 3. And then you combine the fact with, if you shoot with 92 3-pointer, think about how significantly different that is from 87 3. So then you go up from 87 all the way to 92, but then you go from that same distance of +5 to 97. That's a huge difference in my opinion. So with this build, you are really hard to defend between the clamp breaker nudging people off really easily. You also are really hard to defend just off the fact that you can dot like rotations and stuff too, because you're not lacking the pass accuracy too significantly. I am a big believer of the 80. I don't think you have to go for 86-ish. I will say it's nice to go for that, but the amount of sacrifice you'd have to do in doing so, like you'd have to drop the clamp breaker off, you'd have to probably drop the 3-pointer down, maybe even a dunk to 80 or something like that. I don't think it's worth, personally. So long story short, the pass accuracy is solid enough. Your difficulty of being defended with this is going to be ridiculous with the 97 3-pointer. You can shoot from really far with this too. I know the limitless range doesn't go up to Hall of Fame, but trust the fact that the higher your 3-point rating, the more significantly like consistent you can shoot the ball from deep. It's just how it is. And then even if people defend you properly on the perimeter, the power forward on the backside still has to deal with the fact that he has to step really high to you if you fade off the 3-pointer or off the screen or anything like that, and has to step really high, and then if he does, boom, you're right past him with the golden list takeoff, 86 driving dunk to be able to. And I really do think the higher dunk rating, the better as far as the guards go. And also, there's more than just the limitless takeoff included here. It's the fact that obviously you get a couple extra badges from 80 to 86, not to mention the rating being higher is just easier to not get anchored out of dunks or just miss in general on some random open BS or anything like that. And then also with your extra amount of finishing badges right here, you can actually afford to run a good bit of extra things between like Fearless Finisher, Acrobat, and Giant Slayer. And we'll get to all the badge loadouts in just a second. But what I also want to talk about too is the potential. Now, I don't know for a fact what the core badge loadouts are going to be for next season. If I were you guys, it's a couple of days away. What I would do is maybe wait out and see if the core badge patterns are new and you can change them based on the season 5, I think it is. Yeah, season 5. So if in season 5 they drop one that has a no defense pattern and you get 2 of anything, I think on offense with no defense included, that is fire for this build. You would much prefer that, and obviously what would be even cooler is if they go with like a, let's say a 2 shooting, 1 playmaking, and 1 finishing essentially. What currently is 2 shooting, 1 playmaking, 1 defense. So if they swap the defense out for a finishing core, that would be perfect, because then you can actually run some things like poster and slithery. You actually can still do so, and we'll actually showcase what you can do with the double core as well. But real quick, before we wrap up, I just wanted to make this note as well. Now, you see the vertical is at 70. I really bargained for AK to do this as well, because his thought was that he didn't want to go with this and it was going to be maybe like 99 stamina, and it was like, let's say 66 vertical or something like that, because it's all you needed to get the 86 driving dunk, right? It's the minimum. But this build right here does not get any contact dunk potential at all. With a slight revision of just 98 stamina instead, boom, there you are with the 70. You can get the pro off 2. Now, if you really want pro off 1, I'm gonna say you're gonna have to make a couple adjustments here and there, where maybe you say, like, you know, swap around some things on your build, like 1 less acceleration. It would provide you with 5 more vertical, 1 more speed, and 1 more stamina. But AK is a big stickler on the whole I need 94 excel, and it makes sense as well. As a point guard, you have to be able to just move around significantly fast when it comes to the perimeter oriented things, and obviously the faster you can move, the more it opens up your center, everything included, stuff like that, the more you can get away from the locks. And those dudes are elite defenders, man. I really have to say, like, the fact that they got 97 perimeter defense, and that is the one more significantly better thing about the 6'7" pure lock than the 6'9", is their ability to just track the point guard at all times and not have to play sides defense or switch defense or anything like that between the bigs. It definitely goes a long way. But again, I really do think the 94 acceleration is better for some people. 93 would be better for others. If you want that pro contact dunk off 1 package, I definitely think 75 vertical makes sense with 93 acceleration. Doesn't hurt that bad. I think this is still plenty okay. But we'll just go ahead and lock this one in right here because it's one that I was displaying in the video. For the takeovers, you get shot, sharp, and play. Now what AK does, and what I think is really smart too, is to run limitless range primary and then run team takeover boost secondary. So with this, if people are double teaming you at a high rate, you're able to still get takeover progress even through assist and passing the ball. And on top of that too, if you play with another teammate that has team takeover boost, aka like let's say a power forward or a center who created their build to get the play take, it's very rare, but I actually have that listed in a lot of the build videos that we have for these #1 meta like new builds and stuff like that. The play take goes crazy, and if you're a role player, it's really good to run this team takeover boost. So hypothetically, we have a Tonic on the team who has a play take 7-footer as well, and when he gets takeover, AK goes crazy and he's able to get double takeover. And now with him having double takeover, the whole rest of the team eats off that too, because now what are they gonna do? Double team? I mean, now he's got play take and sharp take active at the same time. It's crazy broken. And again, when he gets that play take active on that secondary, it goes super crazy for the rest of our team, because then we're able to eat off the takeover, and you don't have to pass them even at all. You could just spot up on the wing and your shooting guard could run point guard while you have play take active. It wouldn't really make sense with this one because obviously you have double takes, so you're a really dangerous threat with the ball in your hands. It just makes more sense if, like, let's say they have to help off the wing, boom, you dot your wing. Now he gets insane takeover. You have like a wide open slip because you have sharp takes, so they have to respect the PNR way more, and then boom, the big man gets way through on a slip, and now he gets extreme amounts of takeover. It's a really good secondary to run. Not to mention, if you run double sharp, like I said, you're going to end up being really irritated when people double team you and force you to pass, because you're getting really slow takeover progress off that. The secondary play take goes a long way with that, and I really do suggest this. Alright, so as for the badge loadout, the finishing is very standard. As you can see, it's Giant Slayer, Acrobat, Fearless Finisher, and Limitless Takeoff. Now, if you do end up with that core badge pattern that I was talking about, where they drop the defense out, because honestly, with this one, it's so sad. I mean, you're going to end up core badging Box Out Beast or Off-Ball Pest or something like that, and then just running the opposite as well. And that's a 1 badge point core badge, where it's not going to be worth at all, obviously, but if they do drop the defense for finishing in this double shooting core badge pattern that I'm talking about, where let's just say hypothetically you're able to core badge Limitless Takeoff again for free because you have the double shooting, or if you're someone that can't run the double shooting because it's just not available to you, then you can just throw on Limitless Range for your actual 7 badge points right here while still core badging Agent 3. And then you're able to just kind of jostle things around right here between Green Machine maybe being somewhere between Bronze and Hall of Fame, whether you want to put the shooting badge points on extra or the playmaking, because we'll talk about that in a second. But I want to just keep it a little bit easier on your guys' brain as far as how we break this down. But anyway, as far as core badge patterns go, if they have another one that adds finishing and takes away from defense, you could run eventually Posterizer or Slithery. I would definitely recommend Slithery. Personally, it's just going to be a little bit harder to core. Same with like Limitless is extremely hard to core. So just keep in mind, like, it's definitely going to be one of these two, though, between Poster and Slithery. And that's the option where if you get one finishing core badge while still not losing the double shooting, or, like, let's say maybe they have a double playmaking or something like that, there will be multiple different options. So if you guys have a plan of making a build like this, I would definitely advise wait, like, a couple more days and just wait to see if the core badge patterns are dropping for the next season. And then this could be your build that you develop for the long term or something like that. But anyway, taking to the shooting real quick. Again, with the double shooting core badge pattern, we're going to just hypothetically have Limitless Range for free because it's going to be 7 badge points that we get cored, same way we have Agent 3. So, like, again, you could just imagine both of these two are active at the same time. So that's 7 more badge points that we are going to be like not having to spend right there. So you have 8 left over. After that, we can make a decision between Green Machine, Amped, or Clutch Shooter, stuff like that as well. Or the decision you could make, and that I think me and AK are both kind of in the same boat on, is to go with the Deadeye on Gold as well. Now, if you look at 2K Labs video, the difference between Bronze Green Machine and Gold is very insignificant. Hall of Fame is where you see a nice little step up in the boost, but also for that matter too, it's not always like that consistent that you're just going to be bang, 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 hitting 4 threes in a row in Comp Pro-Am. There are going to be some chucks that you have to shoot. There are going to be some bad shot selections that you maybe just end up accidentally taking because locks are just that good. So Green Machine and Comp Pro-Am to me isn't exactly a super like unreal badge to be running, especially as a 3-hunting guard like that. So this is the exact loadout that AK is going to be running. Bronze Clutch Shooter, Hall of Fame Mini Magician, Hall of Fame Volume Shooter, and then ends up running Bronze Green Machine while running Hall of Fame Agent, Blinders, and Gold Limitless Range, Gold Deadeye. Now, you may be wondering about the Amped as well. To me, this really depends on what type of team you run. Now, if you're a team that has a significant amount of offensive players on the court like we do, I think really I'm very comfortable with the idea of a point guard not running Amped, because if you're tired, there's a better shot out there somewhere between Tonic in the corner, me on a catch run, dunk meter, stuff like that, IQ with a guard on him, our shooting guard that has 99 3-pointer as well. So long story short, if you're tired, I would suggest that maybe we go somewhere else with the ball. But if you are a team that really, like, you live through your point guard and you are the only source of offense, I would probably advise just take the Deadeye off and end up running Amped as well, because obviously you're going to need this if you're the really only focal point of your offense and the only source of offense production at all. So it all kind of depends on that, but that's my suggestion as far as the shooting badge loadout goes. Now for playmaking, the plan is to put 4 extra on playmaking. You'll be able to get the Hall of Fame hyperdrive. Now I think personally what could be really nice too is to put just as many extra as you possibly can. So if you happen to have 6 because you grinded all those extra badge points through the seasons, then I would definitely advise you could actually go with the hyperdrive for 4 more points and then throw 2 more even for that matter too and get that silver needle threader. I think it'd be really nice to run. I don't think the silver bailout is super necessary, but even if so, you could definitely just drop off something else. But yeah, you're going to need 6 playmaking badge points extra if you wanted to run hyperdrive. I don't think it's a necessity though. At the same time, I think you can get away with not running it and just run this exact loadout right here. It's just, if you want to beat full court press, it would be very ideal to have this. And if you're the only point guard on your team, once again, like I said, you're probably going to need this a little bit. But the clamp breaker can carry you a little bit more than, let's say, hyperdrive even could anyway. So if you wanted to just skip out on the playmaking badges and put way more into the rest of the build between shooting or something like that, then you definitely could just go with something like this and just now run hyperdrive. I think it could be okay with it. But yeah, that's our badge loadout right there. Like I said, multiple different options as far as what we do between whether you wanted to run Amped on Hall of Fame or Deadeye on Gold. I think this is actually a really underrated badge nowadays, if you ask me. I've seen what Apollo's doing with it with 99 3-pointer and Hall of Fame Deadeye for that matter. It's crazy, bro. It's insane. And if you guys stay tuned for the shooting guard meta build that we're going to be dropping, and essentially what I'm doing with these videos is showcasing you guys my team's builds one video by one video by one video. And this is AK's build that he's going to eventually have as well. We're going to have Apollo on that 99 3 build with the Hall of Fame Agent 3, Hall of Fame blinders, limitless Deadeye, all that stuff. It's super crazy. And then we even have, for instance, the lock builds. I probably won't show mine because it's already been shown multiple different times over like my channel, but we'll talk about like the 3 and the 4, and then also my idea for a meta 5 build that maybe we haven't played with yet, but I think could be really, really good after this close shot patch, and what I think could just really dominate if you ask me. But anyway, that's all for this video. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, drop a like, sub if you're new to noties, all good stuff, and like always, try to one to 2,000 likes. If you made it to the end of the video, put shots or put AK in the comment search, supports me all the way through. Shout out to my guy. I don't know if he cares or not if I say stuff like this, but I think I'm going to be helping him pay for the new point guard build again. And you know, it is what it is. I'm really blessed and thankful that me making these videos like this like provides me with that opportunity in the first place anyway. And it really is cool that I can put the money right back into the content, and this is good for my content too, just to be able to provide that stuff. Now, I do feel you guys really close. I just wanted to make this point here at the end. I do feel you guys. I've seen comments in the past talking about 2K loves that you're like, you know, trying to set a new meta and like try and set new trends and stuff like that. Because obviously it means, yes, I understand people are gonna be spending more money on the game, making more builds, stuff like that. I totally understand. I don't expect you guys to be doing stuff like that when I make videos like this. I just want to keep you in the loop with what we're doing and put this out there into existence for anybody that already was planning to do so. You know what I mean? Like, I want to keep people in the loop as far as what build they're going to create, and if they check out one from like 3 months ago from me and I have a new opinion now, I want to make sure that's pretty clear and updated, that I do think the 97 3-pointer is significantly better, and you don't need the defense on your build for the comp pro-am aspect, and you don't need to have that 90, like, let's say 78 Prim D, 79 Steel that I was thinking originally that you do need to have for like the 16 defensive badge points and stuff. This is a much better investment right here for the extra dunk, the extra shooting, and then obviously like pretty good acceleration and just speed and stamina in general. So I think this is the build right here. I think this is the one that's going to stick, and if you need the defense more, then I guess just default back to the other build. But I think this one right here, you're going to get away with having that low defense really easy, and the significant amount of offense that you add to the build and add to the court is there, man. That Hall of Fame Agent 3 Hall of Fame blinders is different, bro. Plus, the mid-range being so high, too. I didn't even mention that. 82 mid-range with Hall of Fame Mini Magician goes a long way as well. So, anyway, that's all the video. Hope you all enjoyed. None of that. Stay tuned for the next one. Take it easy, man. Peace.